Hey, hello, welcome to Garden Chronicles. Thank you for visiting. I just want to show to you the collection of my begonias where I love the iridescent features on these begonias. As you can see that I'm actually showing it on a slow motion wave of the leaf, and what I'm doing actually here is that I'm actually bending the leaf in a slow motion, and you can actually see the shine, sort of the iridescent features that is actually available on this particular begonia. It is actually an unidentified begonia, and so it is actually understood and uh, temporarily named as U578. But anyway, what I want to show to you here is that this maple leaf shaped leaf foliage, and the beauty of it is this particular emerald like features that is on the leaf surface with the black background, sort of like a black velvet kind of feature. And the beauty of it is just mesmerizing, and these are the small details that make me happy and bring joy in the experience of gardening. And if you can see it, it is just fabulous and amazing. The other factor about it here is that uh, if you can see, there are tiny brush like feature, a hairy feature, which most of this particular kind has it. There you can see it. It's more like a bearded kind of features, and it's actually common on this begonia. So it is not any abnormalities or anything wrong with this. uh, the factor about it here is that it does good uh, in a very uh, bright light and more of a windy area. If you have an airy area, this begonia will do well. These particular features of all my begonias are actually in the mop-wick, which I have explained on how I actually do it. But over here is that I'm actually featuring more on all those begonias that have this iridescent features on it. This is another one. Actually, I have few leaves over here, and this is the biggest one that I have with this particular type. Over here is Begonia Chivalry. This one actually has more of a lighter tone compared to the earlier one, and it doesn't really has that feature, but what I love about it is the splashes and the light green tone that actually give a very good contrast with the other U5 U578. And the beauty about it here is that if you're not familiar, you will not able to identify it. This is another one, Black Knight, just slowly picking up. And I actually bought this from a friend from online. This is actually the bigger version of Bethlehem Star, but I believe this is known as Black Velvet Begonia. Uh, this particular leaf actually grows bigger and will have a better feature. This is actually a very new leaf, and you can see there is no much damage on it. It's actually, you can see the iridescent shine on this, very much exactly like a black velvet. If I were to take during the evening time or night time, you can actually see the blue tones on them. Can you see it? The movement of it when I actually bend the leaf, you can actually see the gloss effect on that. that this is the best of what I would consider as the velvet begonias. I would really recommend you if you can get a hands on this, and you can actually truly enjoy this iridescent feature. This particular one is actually Bethlehem Star, but this is actually a new leaf, and you can see it's actually a smaller version of it. But actually, it is kind of cute. Can you see that? I'm actually waiting for it to actually grow full and a lot, and I actually can see the actual comparison of the smaller version and the bigger version together. More like a small kitten kind of thing. Cute, isn't it? That's the bigger one, which is totally a different species. And coming back to Chivalry, yeah, this is the bend. The earlier one I really can't see it, but from this bend you can actually notice the shine, which has a similar features like all the other types. What I can say about this particular Chivalry is that I actually purchased it on the September last year, 2019, and I actually separated three portion of it from one particular pot which I purchased from nursery. And what surprises me here is that the two portion of it which I actually planted in a separate places where it is planted in soil, and actually they did not survive. I mean, eventually it died after a few months, but this particular one actually grew bigger and has become very stable. And I was amazed at their durability and their hardiness in this particular set. Growing them in a mop-wick system where it is planted on using mop as a medium, and more like a hydroponic system which is actually sitting on a slab, a tile slab, which is been supported on a tile slab on top of a water container. So basically this is the overall of it. My feature here is that to show more on the black collection, especially the Black Velvet Begonia Collection. And you can see here is that they are doing very good and fine. Actually, I think you can see this more clearly in comparison between Bethlehem Star and Black Velvet Begonia. Being Bethlehem Star now on the utmost left, you can see where the feature here is that Bethlehem Star seems to be more smaller and more darker, and the features said that they are a bit more hairy and furry, and more dense looking. You can see this when in the comparison here is that they have the shine seems to be more compact, and it has a very good colorization. You can see that the velvet feature is more brilliant, and in comparison to this black velvet, the bigger version is not so evident. This particular leaf is actually from the nursery, and you can see it's almost damaged. I think it's because they expose it too much on rain and shine, and all the burns has been appeared. I believe the newer leaves will be much more better in shape. You can see that all the burn marks are actually, but the idea is not to trim them and just keep them until the new leaf take place. This is actually aquamarine, but because due to not enough sunlight, it actually reverted to green. And so you can see clearly that this is a new leaf that is actually appearing. The whole rhizome version, the rhizome begonia, you can see the furry factor of it. You can see actually a small piece of bone there, which actually I noticed, and I just removed it just today. This is actually problem that I actually face, where the rats actually come in and use this as a nest in the night, and I have quite a turmoil in handling and pest control with them. Anyway, thank you so much for visiting. Do click like and subscribe, and do put comments to anything that you need to know and all that. Thank you for visiting. I really appreciate your time with me.